This is for all you multi-talented, multitasking, multi-everything people out there. Take it away.
Find your glory, write your story, fearless feet will carry you. Time you own it, take your moment, be a fire burning through. Hustling from night until morning, grinding it out, it won't be long. Feel your power, it's your hour, you inspire, you are strong.
Enjoy your Zoa. No applause? You're all fired.
Now that you've reached the stage in your life where quality television is important, Nubian TV is a black network that speaks to your lifestyle. Nubian TV is the world's first digital network devoted to the upscale and political lifestyles of black people. Nubian TV's programming includes politics, travel, fashion, food, automotive, arts and culture, civil rights, music, and more. Watch now on Amazon Fire TV, Roku, or watch globally at nubiantv.net. Nubian TV, it's what you want to watch. Now that
Come with me if you want to live a more delicious life.
Oh, maybe we should get in the van.
In this world, we don't get to control much. The past, male pattern baldness.
Leggies.
Got one right now. The urge to pop that bubble wrap. But there is one thing we do get to choose every single day: what we eat. Welcome to the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment. We have everything you want, didn't know you wanted, and some things you didn't know were possible. Because we believe if you're not having fun, you're not living free. So come on, let's live a little.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Money! Are you ready? They are ready. Covering the biggest events in the country right now.
There's a lot going on here.
It's always a good time. That's what the show's about.
That's good.
Really good. Very good.
Coming in hot, Jimmy, coming in hot.
It's far from elementary.
Oh, good morning, America. I'm not going to try to strut like Michael or anything.
I have known George a long, long time.
Have you ever gotten him to dance?
Look at that face.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be there.
I am here and so happy.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'm in.
That tells you something when Snoop Dogg's in. Michael, George, where?
Ginger.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Well, hello to you, and that's right. Tomorrow will be the media opening for Epic Universe, Universal's Epic Universe, and then of course the grand opening for everybody else will be on May 22nd. Of course, tomorrow night we'll be live streaming from Universal Orlando's YouTube channel. I have been promoting that commercial every single show, and y'all, I am too hyped for it. But we are here in this space right now. Hello to the 7 people that were here, 6 people now. For the 7th day of the Diddy trial, Cassie Ventura's mama is on the stand. So let's get in, make it do what it do, and rise to the higher that's waiting for us. Because higher is waiting, low is available. But either way, we are live on tour. Let me take down that iconic intro there. You see the virtual tour background. Yes, you do. You hear that virtual tour music. Yes, you do. And then there is me. Hey, everybody. Welcome in. Glad to have all of you here. Let's get to the getting and doing what we do here. So as you can see right here, it ended at 3:16 p.m. So I'm going to catch you up with everything going on here for day 7 of testimony in the Sean D. Combs trial here. Sean D. Combs trial, Cassie Ventura's mother, a federal agent and exotic dancer, testified. Regina Ventura said Combs demanded $20,000 for sex tapes with her daughter, money which was later returned. So here is where the sex trafficking trial stands. David James, Combs' former personal assistant, took the witness stand today, followed by Cassie Ventura's mother, Regina Ventura, and a male exotic dancer named Sheree Hayes, whose nickname is the Punisher. Regina Ventura says she documented her daughter's bruises allegedly received at the hands of Combs, once called the police on Combs when he took Ventura's phone, and that Combs demanded $20,000 in exchange for sex tapes with Ventura on them. The money was later returned. The government is expected to call Combs' former chef, Jordan Atkinson, to the stand today. Combs faces 5 criminal counts, 1 count of racketeering conspiracy, 2 counts of sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Combs has ferociously denied the allegations against him. This live briefing may include graphic descriptions of sexual violence. For resources on sexual assault, call the National Sexual Assault Telephone Line. Sign up for the Diddy Trial newsletter for key developments and analysis. Listen to Dateline's nightly podcast. Thank you for that, NBC News. All right, here we go, everybody. PALs seized from Combs in Miami had serial numbers scratched off. Some PALs seized from Combs by federal agents in Miami had their serial numbers scratched off, making it more difficult for authorities to trace a weapons history, a federal agent said. The government presented pictures of seized goods to Special Agent Jared Gannon, who led the searches in Miami of Combs properties. Prosecutors also showed Gannon pictures of weapons, bullets, and magazines, as well as sex-related items. So this is some news right here. Kid Cudi is expected to take the stand this week. Scott Cudi, also known as Kid Cudi, is expected to take the witness stand this week. If he does not testify tomorrow, he may take the stand Thursday. So I want to give credit to this dude here aside to the right here. Oh.
This is the land of sand and steel. Here, industry and
Kid Cudi supposed to be taking a stand, testify against Sean Diddy Combs. Diddy's in trouble, man. He's in trouble. Kid Cudi's gonna get on that stand and bury Diddy tomorrow, bro. He's in trouble, bro. According to the reports, now the celebrity's taking the stand. So Kid Cudi will be taking a stand tomorrow, either late tomorrow or Thursday morning. He will be taking a stand, and he is testifying against Diddy, and he's gonna bury Diddy. And I told y'all Diddy should have took that plea. But, this is what happens when guys just try to go against the grain, man. And, Diddy's an absolute demon, bro. And he has take so many people off. Bro, the man extorted Cassie's mother, bro. What type of scumbag would do that to a millionaire? Would do that to a person's mother that you dating? All because she didn't want to do a free, all because she messed with Kid Cudi. And because she didn't want to keep doing the free calls all the time.
Yep.
So that's going to go right in with the coercion. Like I told y'all, when everybody was dogging out Cassie on day one, and I told y'all, you just need to wait because they're going to put some context behind a lot of these things. Because I'm not saying Cassie's innocent and everything. What I'm saying is that Sean Diddy Combs adds guilt. That nigga going to prison for life. Y'all going to...
So, want to shout out Ticket TV for that. I saw that before we got on tour, but just wanted to add that to the timeline. So, Kid Cudi is expected to take the stand this week. If he does not testify tomorrow, he may take the stand Thursday. So, just want to add that to the timeline. Court has adjourned for the day. We'll reconvene tomorrow morning. Now, for those of you who are wondering, well, wait a minute, isn't court supposed to end at 5 o'clock? Well, yesterday, the judge has decided that court will now end at 3 p.m. every single day, Monday through Friday, for the trial. Agent walks jury through Combs' Miami property raid. Prosecutors brought up photos of Combs' Star Island home as Special Agent Gerard Ganning explained how agents executed search warrants on the Miami property. He told the court the property's extensive size required dozens of people to search the 20,000 square foot home. He noted that agents cleared the house and were assigned in teams of 2 to search each room. Photographers were taking photos of items before they were batted for description of each item and where it was found. Gannon said it was his job to compile an itemized list and he went through every piece of evidence to break it down to categories. So this is where like the 1,000 bottles of baby oil came from. And this is when Mark Afelio said, 1 bottle of baby oil goes a long way. Still can't get over that. Yes, indeed. Shout out to the 8 people here. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Glad to have all you here. This is day 7 of the Diddy trial. Glad to have all of you here reading from NBCnews.com. Federal agent who raided Combs' Miami home takes witness stand. Special Agent Garrett Gannon, the government's 10th witness to date, has taken the stand. Gannon worked for Homeland Security Investigations and was responsible for the overall planning of the raid on Combs' Miami home on Star Island. Prosecutors pushed back on Ventura's emotions during sex scenes. In a brief redirect, Hayes was asked more about Ventura's time during their sex scenes with Combs. Prosecutor Meredith Foster asked about the one time Ventura appeared to enjoy herself, but also asked Hayes about the other times where she would apparently went inside. Foster asked whether Ventura's focus was on Combs. Hayes said that there was a consistent awareness of Combs and his perceptions and his desires of the moment. Hayes then left the witness stand. So there's a scene in You from Netflix. By the way, Netflix's You season 5 is out. I watched it. I think it was a good ending. You know, giants, they do fall. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. But I say that because when it came to Sherry and Carrie, they are swingers, right? So there's this scene with Joe Goldberg and Love where Carrie and Joe are getting it on, and you know, Carrie says, "Big boy," and there's this, you know, mindscape, right, of Joe and Marion. And so, you know, Love is looking at Joe and Joe's looking at Love, and he is not even looking at Sherry, right? And so as Love sees that, you know, the energy's not there, the Cold War is Hakuna Matata. So that's when I'm thinking of this, I'm thinking, oh, okay, they were swinging, and maybe could Cassie have thought about somebody else instead of Combs? So that's the thing that I thought about there. So this person here is Exotic Nation Sheree Hayes arrives in court today. So that's Sheree Hayes right here. He looks like more of a security chief than anything else. Now, we don't know who this person is. It looks like it might be his wife, maybe. We don't know that. Let's see. Ventura appeared to be a willing player in sex scenes, Stripper says. In a dozen or so sexual performances, Hayes never had the sense Ventura was uncomfortable with it all. He testified the sex worker agreed with defense attorney Xavier Donaldson's leading questions that Ventura wasn't in any discomfort while performing in front of Combs. He said it seemed like it was consensual, agreeing with Donaldson's description of Combs as the director of the scenes. So here's the thing, right? Consent can change over time, right? Just because, for example, right? And I've said this before. I've said, hey, Coach James Hodge, good to see you. I said this. I like him thick. I like him grown. I like it like Jill Scott. If me and Jill Scott are married, or whoever my BBW wife is, by the way, I want to try this. Let's see here. Is it showing the comments on stage? There's this new feature where you can show your comments on stage. Let me see if it's working here. Hang on, let me see. Nope, it's in beta, so never mind. I'm not seeing y'all comments on stage. Never mind, I'll turn it off. But with that being said, if I'm married to Jill Scott or Nzinga Amine, whoever I'm married to, right? If we both got demon time energy, right? And I want to eat in the middle of the night, and she want to eat in the middle of the night, just because we're married doesn't mean that we can't give consent. If we say no, that means no, right? So, like I said, Cassie said, and I quote, that the freak-offs felt like a job, right? So, because they felt like a job, you're on cruise control at that time. But we also recognize as well, because Cassie said that she got UTIs, gastrointestinal problems, and let me see. Let's see here. Because she said there was UTIs. Damn it. Oh yes, so mouth sores, UTIs, and gastrointestinal problems, right? So even though it was consensual, right? Maybe at the time, that doesn't mean it wasn't non-consensual later down the line, even with those problems. It was to the point where Cassie could not even take antibiotics, right? So just wanted to add that to the timeline. Police called over Combs' chef being fired in 2008 record show. David James, Combs' former personal assistant, testified earlier today that the mogul once asked him to file a police report alleging Combs' personal chef assaulted him. James told the court that he did not do it because he did not want to make a false report. The incident occurred in Alpine, New Jersey, according to James, but a date was not given. Records of 911 calls to Combs' former Alpine residents obtained by NBC News show that police were called on March 22nd of 2008 over an issue with Combs' personal chef. It's unclear if this was the same incident James was referring to when he didn't file a report. A man named David James told police the chef was fired and left upset, but stated that there were no threats made by her. According to the report, police advised Combs and James that it was a civil matter. Mr. Combs was satisfied and just wanted to make this a matter of record due to his celebrity status, the report said. So, hey, Justine Bowell, good to see you, my friend. So here's the thing, right? Like, I remember a quote, and I think it was from David James, the former personal assistant, that said, "This is Sean Combs' kingdom, and he's king, and we're all here to serve in it," right? So it seems to me that from the testimony that we've heard so far, that Diddy is not here for anybody that's not agreeing with him. If you're not on his side, if you're not bowing down, if you're not laying there rolling over and taking, in the words of Maurice Scott, then guess what? At the beginning, middle, end of the day, your ass is grass, right? So that's what I'm seeing here. The Punisher said he was hired up to 12 times. The first encounter with Ventura and Combs led to a healthy tip and more gigs, Hayes said. She said thank you and was handed more money, which he counted in the elevator, realized it was $1,200. $1,200. Hayes said of that first encounter at 47 Tower, adding that he now knows one of his clients was Sean Combs. In total, Hayes estimated he performed for the couple from 8 to a dozen times, so 12 times there. He said he was called to the first rendezvous by a woman who called herself Janet, but it didn't take long for him to realize who his clients were, one of the biggest names in the music industry and his well-known girlfriend. Hayes said he eventually saw Combs' face, and that Combs wore a baseball cap. Added he's a fan of the rapper, follows him on Instagram. Hayes said he got the nickname The Punisher as a teenager because of his prowess on the basketball court. Okay, that's what we're gonna go with. That's what we're gonna go with. That's what we're gonna go with. Okay. The Punisher. Ducking balls through hoops, huh? Okay. Let's roll on. Cassie's parents depart Manhattan Federal Court. So here is Cassie's mom there, right? Right there. Now, we don't know who these people are. Now, I'm assuming this is her husband, which is Cassie's dad. Then maybe this is Cassie's brother, maybe. By the way, I have to give a shout out to this light blue suit. I mean, listen, it's smooth. I gotta give it to the brother. You know what I mean? Regina Ventura and Roderick Ventura left parents of Cassie Ventura today in New York City. So that's what I figured. So Regina Ventura right here and Rock Ventura right here. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. Court adjourns for lunch break. Judge Aaron Surian adjourned the courtroom for its daily lunch break. Male stripper chronicles first sexual encounter with Ventura Combs. The male stripper, nicknamed The Punisher, said he was paid $800 to create a sexy scene for Combs and Ventura, all while keeping eyes off of the music mogul. Hayes said he was called to a 47 Tower hotel suite in the fall of 2012. You know, I wonder if 47's Tower is going to be subpoenaed. But then again, the tower was owned by somebody who said you can, when you're a star, they let you do it, grab them by the ussy. This is the same person that got, charged with SAing a woman in a dressing room in New York City. This is the same person that sued ABC News for them saying that he got charged for sexual assault. And even though it wasn't for direct sexual assault, a U.S. federal court judge said the circumstances to accuse him of that was there. And that 47 has to pay, $89 or $88 million. And he was also charged for fraud. He can't serve on a board in New York for 3 years. So I don't know if that tower, who had a boss like that, is going to want to give over video. Because the video we saw of the Intercontinental Hotel, that was in 2016. Moving on. And was greeted at the door by Cassie wearing a bathrobe and nothing on underneath, and she had a wig. He was handed a sack full of money with $800 inside, as Ventura told him to create a sexy scene of me and her applying baby oil on each other and create a sexy environment that her husband will come up on. The witness said, "Hey, it is kind of hot right here, I mean, Jesus. I mean, the milk factory is glistening, baby. I mean, and you, brother. I mean, that 12 pack is packing. You understand? Like, wait. I can't do it. She told Hayes not to acknowledge Combs, try not to look at him, and have no communication with him. He said, okay. Male exotic dancer, nicknamed The Punisher, takes the stand. I don't know why The Punisher sounds like a wrestling name, but hey, that's just me. The government's next witness is a man named Sheree Hayes. Hayes, 51, works as an exotic dancer who goes by the name The Punisher. Defense declines to cross-examine Regina Ventura. Defense attorneys chose not to chose not to cross-examine Cassie Ventura's mother, Regina Ventura, allowing her damaging testimony to stand uncontested. Defense lawyer Mark Fenner said, "I do not have any questions for you." Regina Ventura's testimony, about Combs threatening her daughter over sex tape and abuse was left uncontested. You know, I'm very surprised that they did not want to cross-examine Cassie Ventura's mother, because if you remember, they want Cassie Ventura to stay until Monday morning for questioning. Interesting. Maybe the reason why they didn't want to cross-examine Cassie Ventura's mother is because of the fact that's the mom, and for this so-called defense lawyer to chastise a mother about her child would be a bad look at the press. But then again, what do I know? I'm just a black man talking on YouTube, so let's roll on. Cassie's mom called police after Combs took her daughter's phone. She says Regina Ventura once called the police on Combs after her daughter Cassie told her that Combs had taken her phone. Ventura testified that she had a bitter argument outside her daughter's apartment building as she tried to get the phone back. Ventura was inside her apartment at the time. She said she was trying to hit Combs but was unsuccessful. Eventually, Regina Ventura said Combs gave the phone back and took her daughter's car as he left. Ventura's mother says she documented her daughter's injuries. Regina Ventura says she took photos of her bruised daughter in late 2011 to make a record of the alleged beatings at the hands of Combs, Cassie Ventura's boyfriend. At the hands of Combs, Cassie Ventura's boyfriend at the time, rather. The mother said her daughter was bruised and the photos were taken that December. Ventura's mom says Combs won $20,000 for her daughter's sex tape. Prosecutors revisited an email Ventura sent to her mother in December 2011 that said Combs threatened to release explicit videos of Ventura after he learned that she was dating Kid Cudi. Regina Ventura said she was physically sick and didn't understand what was going on, but Combs was trying to hurt her daughter. She testified that Combs won $20,000 for the video. She said Combs was angry that he had spent the money on Cassie Ventura and she was with another person. Wait, what? She said Combs was angry that he had spent the money on Cassie Ventura and that she was with another person. So here's the thing. Wasn't y'all on a break? In the words of Ross and Rachel, we were broken up. We were on a break. Like, you said that y'all are swingers, right? And you said you can have other partners, right? Do you see the black dacity, the black hypocrisy, the black imagination going on here? I mean, good damn. I mean, that's like saying, oh my God, I got assaulted by Bill Cosby when you saw a Jell-O commercial on. You know, I like a pudding pop. Oh my God. Well, I mean, you could turn the channel. Right? So, like, listen. That's a choice for you not to watch that Bill Cosby commercial. Just like you could have stuck with Cassie. But you're upset she's with another person, but yet you were also with other people, right? I'm just not getting it. And not to mention, like, you gonna control what another motherfucking grown-ass man's gonna do? I just don't get it. I simply do not get Sean Diddy Combs' existence. I really don't. Regina Ventura says she took out a home equity loan to pay for it. The money was returned several days later, she told the court. Ventura's mom, Regina Ventura, takes the stand. Combs' former personal assistant is finished testifying, and the government has called its next witness, Regina Ventura. Ventura's mom has been sworn in by prosecutor Emily Johnson, and prosecutor Emily Johnson will begin the questioning, rather. So there's Regina Ventura right here. That's her husband right there. Okay. James said he did not follow Combs' order to report Chef to police. Combs then always get along with his former personal chef, Jordan Atkinson. James said after one physical confrontation between Combs and Atkinson in Alpine, New Jersey, Combs asked James to report Atkinson to police, James said. But James said he didn't file it because he didn't want to make a false report, yet he told Combs that he did it. Defense pushes James on altercation with Combs' personal chef. David James testified to an argument that turned physical between himself and Combs' chef, after which Combs told James could put his hands on a woman. James told the court he was in Miami at Combs' kitchen when the chef told him how to do his job. James told the court he was in Miami at Combs' kitchen when the chef told him how to do his job. The former assistant admitted to grabbing her wrist and telling her to stay in her lane. Okay. That wasn't cool at all. Bruh, no. You can't do that. Like, I mean, listen, there are going to be times in life where you're going to have to agree to disagree. But for you to put your hands on a woman, right, because of an argument, bruh, just walk away. It's not worth it. This is 2025. People don't throw hands. They release rounds. They don't throw hands, they release rounds. They don't throw hands, they release rounds, right? So, no, that's not cool. But then, like, P. Diddy, who did all this shit, is telling his personal assistant that he can't put hands on a woman. But allegedly, you threw a skillet of eggs at Cassie. Sir! What are we doing here? What are we doing here? I just can't. James told Combs. James said Combs heard about it and called him into this room. He said he told Combs what happened, and Combs told James he couldn't put his hands on a woman. It was one or two occasions when Combs warned James that he could be fired. James testified the other time is when James smoked grass, he said. Now, wait a minute. Hang on a second. Hey, Nikki News and Narcissism. Good to see you, my friend. I hope all is well. By the way, like, comment, share, subscribe to Nikki News and Narcissism. She's a content creator, great sister, and a great friend. Love that sister so much. You haven't hanged out with Snoop Dogg? And by the way, Snoop Dogg has nothing to do with this damn trial, okay? Listen. I'm just saying. Snoop Dogg smokes grass, right? Okay. People in the rap game smoke grass. So you mean to tell me that you could have fired your personal assistant? Isn't grass legal in California? Like, listen, smoking grass, throwing a skillet at one. I mean, you tell me which one is crazier. I don't know. And I don't know. By the way, shout out to the 12 people in the building. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Glad to have you all here. You are right here. I'm running these virtual tour live. These people right here are legendary tourists. There was a legendary Alpha MC, our virtual tribes and virtual tour family. Nikki News and Narcissism has called these people her tour sisters, and DCW has called them her tour fam. If you want to be a part of the virtual tour family, hit the subscribe button, hit the all notification bells. That way you know whenever we are live on tour, upload a short or upload a video. Yes, indeed. Glad to have all of you in the building. Yes, indeed. All right. Witness testifies with protection, though no crime is apparent. James disclosed that he was testifying under an agreement with prosecutors, though there's been no evidence so far that he would need legal protection. He called one of the members of Dirty Money 54 times in one day as witness intimidation. We have not heard from witness 3. We haven't seen them. We haven't heard from them. at all. We haven't seen, we haven't heard them. We don't know where they are, witness 3. And this happened before the trial. Like I said before, he threatened the editor-in-chief of Vibe magazine. Okay? He has threatened people that if you say anything, I got you, in so many words. Like, there's a history here. So, yeah, that would need legal protection. And I can't believe I'll quote Marcel Scott. He said, I quote, "It's not the fact that you did to me, it's the fact that you could do it to me. It's not the fact that you did it to me, it's the fact that you could do it to me. It's not the fact that you did it to me, it's the fact that you could do it to me." David James needs legal protection. Point blank at the period. Sorry, y'all. So yes, indeed, the defense has been pushing James to disclose any details he might have made with prosecutors to testify, particularly about the Mel's Diner incident when Combs and his team allegedly armed themselves to look for rapper Suge Knight. James said he has signed a profiler, a legal agreement that generally protects witnesses from prosecution for what they say on the witness stand. But so far, there's no evidence any crime was committed against Knight by Combs' team on the early morning trip to Mel's Diner in Los Angeles that would indicate James' legal protection for prosecutors. Okay, then. I mean, that was said in the lawsuit with Cassie that incident happened, that they were just chilling and somebody heard that Suge Knight was at Mel's Diner, and so they all squatted up, rolled up, and allegedly hemmed up. I say allegedly because I wasn't there, you wasn't there, we wasn't there, so I'm giving it to you as it is. Security worried Combs would be palled. James said Combs' security detail often included a second car when the rap mogul was traveling. David James said as his team was suspicious of anyone pulling up on him to pal him. James testified that people often try to touch Combs or ask for his autograph, which his former boss wouldn't sign. He said staff would sign items and then send them out on Combs' behalf. He said he didn't think gracious was a word he would use to describe Combs. Security detail would also tell James something to the effect of, "You know what, rhymes were tired, fired." Though James said he admitted to Combs that he was tired once after running a red light, but James did not get fired for it. The mundane is appreciated in this courtroom. In a trial filled with lurid and disturbing details of sexual abuse, the promise of mundane questions was welcomed in the courtroom. In his cross-examination, James' defense lawyer Mark Fellow told the witness that he had a few mundane questions. James answered that he likes mundane questions, drawing laughter from the gallery. James recalled how much he admired Combs and his desire to work for him. James said he wore Combs' clothing line, Sean John. If you all remember the first day of the trial, and Nikki Newsom Narcissism will remember this, there was a particular thumbnail about Sean John. You can go back and look for it. I had this one blushing. Okay, I had this one blushing. She has been on basically every tour, and that thumbnail was like, oh damn, my lord, clutch pearl energy. Anyway, rolling on. And when he was studying in London in 2004, people would come up to him and ask him where he got his clothing. He said that made him understand Combs' global reach and his brand, and what made him want to work for him because Combs was successful, self-made, and he admired Combs' marketing skills. All right, then. Oh, by the way, did I mention that Sean John, like the latest that we heard, Sean John, it's with Kanye West, who wore a triple KK hood with DJ PDF Academics, who talked greasy to a 15-year-old. And by the way, DJ PDF Academics is also in a SA case himself. And also DJ PDF Academics said, well, you're 16, 17 and a half, you're still going to get this dick. That Kanye West wore a stick of a chain. Yeah, that's the latest of Sean. Yeah. You know that? Now you do. Rolling on. Cross-examination pushes deeper into Suge Knight incident. Diddy's defense attorney, Mark Affelio, took over David James' cross-examination. He started by asking James why he didn't provide more details on the Suge Knight incident. James responded that the story stopped because he was instructed not to say anything that would incriminate himself. Affelio asked about a prior statement in which James said he was inside the diner, but James said he didn't remember it. Suge Knight incident prompted assistant to quit. James said he was shook after seeing the Desire by Combs team to grab Pals and confront Suge Knight at Los Angeles diner in 2008. The witness recalled an incident where the team was out getting a late night snack at Mel's Drive-In when Combs' confidant D-Rock spotted Death Row Records chief there and said, "That's Mother Ucka Suge Knight." Okay. James said that Combs' team met up with the music mogul back at his house and he armed himself with 3 hand pals to go and possibly confront Knight. The incident, James testifies, what prompted him to quit. James said he was shaken and that it was his first time as his assistant that he realized his life was in danger. He said he told Combs' team that he wanted to leave his job, that he would give them 6 months notice so that he could train the next assistant. You know, this is apparently D-Rock is a confidant. A confidant is secure. A confidant is trustworthy. A confidant has their faculties together. Good grief, I recall. I recall, child. Be back. Okay. So, if you guys remember the scene from Power when James St. Patrick had a pal to Tariq's head and said, in the penthouse, why'd you open in the penthouse? Why? Right? That whole scene. And Tariq said, You're not going to unalive me because I'm your son. And then Ghost said, you know what? You're right. Because you are my son. You know why? You know why Canaan's son died? Because he became an enemy. And when you left that door open, you became my enemy. Keep thinking you're smarter than me. You'll ever make that mistake again. The reason why I bring up that scene is because, motherfucker, if you're trying to get somebody, why would you scream out that that's the motherfucker? Just say it. 20 people in the building. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Glad to have all you here. Does that make sense? Like, why would you scream out that that's the motherfucker Suge Knight? Because what that does is, oh shit. Because somebody on Suge Knight team knows Diddy's team, right? So one of them be like, oh shit. Hey, Suge, we got to go. What we got to go. And then you do your cup. The reason why some gangsters live is because they move in silence. The reason why some gangsters die is because they put themselves in that position. Like, for example, with Tommy and oh my God, what is that guy's name? Spanky. So if you remember at the end of Power, right? I'm not spoiling anything because the series for now has been out for a while now. But 2-Bit was still in jail. Spanky was out. Tommy was like, something in the Kool-Aid ain't sweet. So, Tommy asked some questions. And, Tommy then said, hey, you want to know where I'm going? And Spanky said, yeah. And then Tommy said, all right, but I'm gonna have to end you. And then he said, Chicago. And then Spanky's eye was fucked. I'm just saying. Rolling on. Rolling on. All right, here. Let's see. Combs kept video of assistant dancing at New Year's Eve party. James recalled how he once got high on ecstasy at a New Year's Eve party. Combs allegedly kept the video of James dancing at the party. James said Combs told him he would keep it in case Combs needed it in the future because it would embarrass James. This minor detail could help prosecutors build the greater narrative that Combs allegedly used his business to control people in his sphere. Facts, because if we remember just a couple of stories back, that Cassie Ventura's mom, right, that Diddy won $20,000 for the tapes, right? And we also know that Diddy has also threatened to release sex tapes. So that's a way to utilize control. So there's that. Combs brought in FBI lie detector specialist to question assistant, James said. Wait, what? Wait. So you mean to tell me you brought in a FBI lie detector specialist to question your assistant, but yet you in a federal case, bro? Oh my Lord Jesus, my Lord Jesus. Okay. Oh Lord, Combs brought in a lie detector test and conducted it on James at least twice while James worked as his assistant. James told the court that in his first year working for Combs, somebody went missing and Combs hired a former FBI agent who specialized in polygraphs to interview him. He said it was intimidating because he never taken a lie detector test before. He added that the second time he took a lie detector test was after a watch went missing. James also testified that Combs' security searched his clothes and drawers when a Cartier bracelet went missing. Former assistant saw Ventura in a hotel bed and a stranger while Combs showered. David James testified that he walked into a hotel room to deliver items for Combs when he saw Ventura in a hotel bed with a man he did not know in the room. The former assistant said he was in Miami in 2008 when Combs requested James to bring his iPad to the couple's hotel room. When no one answered, James testified that he used his key to let himself in. James said he saw Ventura apparently sleeping with a comforter pulled up to her neck while Combs was in the shower. He testified that he saw a man with long hair walk across the room. James said he never spoke to Ventura or Combs about it and that he never had conversations with them about their personal affairs. So that was probably one of those times where, just like the Punisher, it was seen that David James had no idea about. Standard overnight bag in Combs' world. $10,000 in cash in bag. What? Okay, then. Let's get into it. James told jurors. You cannot make this stuff up. James told jurors that Combs didn't travel light and had a long laundry list of items to be packed in his overnight bags. The music moguls Louis Vuitton regularly carried $10,000 in cash and sometimes much more, James said. Combs' medicine bag included 25 to 30 undisclosed pill bottles, along with Advil, Tylenol, and Viagra pills to increase his icing count, and water pills, James said. He later added that Percocet and ecstasy were in the medicine bag and that he witnessed Combs taking them. The witness also said that he was instructed to buy baby oil, Astroglide, and condoms for trips in cash so that Combs could reimburse him personally off the company books. The only thing I could think from the Golden Girls, condoms, Rose, condoms. If y'all don't remember that scene from Golden Girls, it's a social media meme. So basically, the ladies are getting ready for a trip, and Dorothy, right? Dorothy, the funny one. The funny one basically said, we need, and Blanche is like, what? Two Pinkerton cards, and then just kept not getting it, and then Blanche said, "Condoms, Rose, condoms." And the Astroglide, I'm like, bro, you were one of the biggest celebrities in the world. You couldn't do a brand partnership with Astroglide and talk about, sexual education and sex health. But, then again, maybe that was for the best of that brand deal and partnership and spokesperson, platform did not form. Because I just, yeah. So, let's roll on. James said Combs searched his computer history for a blog post on Ventura's abuse. David James said he didn't witness any physical violence between Combs and his former girlfriend, but testified that he did see a blog post alleging that Combs hit Ventura at a club. Combs allegedly searched James' computer history and became upset, telling James that someone was lying. The former assistant called it jarring because Combs had never searched his computer history before. James looked for the post, he said, because Ventura had been staying at the London hotel for a week and he was tasked with bringing her food, but Combs' personal staff was the one answering the door. He said he was surprised because he was expected to see Cassie, who usually answered the door. Ventura testified last week that Combs put her up in the London hotel after allegedly attacking her in the back of a car while leaving an event. She told the court that she did feel as if she could leave and that Combs' security was present. David James returns to the witness stand. For his second day of testimony. He appeared to be wearing the same blue suit and white shirt as yesterday. Court is now in session. Court is officially in session, kicking off the 7th day of Combs' trial. David James and attorneys arrive in court. David James, Combs' former personal assistant, who will testify today, was seen arriving at court shortly after 8 a.m. Other arrivals this morning include attorneys for Combs, Anna Estefaro, Xavier Dawson, Alexandra Shapiro, Tenny Garagos, and Brian Steele. So Xavier Dawson right here. Combs in court. Combs arrived in court this morning wearing a sweater over a white shirt. And then here's a recap of yesterday's testimony. 3 witnesses testified on how Combs appeared to control Cassie. The witnesses were Don Richard, a singer in Combs' former girl group Dandy Kane, Ventura's former best friend Carrie Morgan, and David James, a personal assistant who worked for Combs from 2007 to 2009. Richard recalled how Combs would allegedly punch and choke Cassie. Morgan testified that she witnessed Combs assault Cassie twice, once in Jamaica and once in Los Angeles. Morgan also testified that Combs assaulted her at Cassie's home, leading to a falling out between Morgan and Cassie. James testified that Ventura told him Combs controlled her career and money. David James' testimony to continue this morning. This was at 6:32 a.m. The 7th day of testimony in Sean Combs' trial should start with continued questioning of his former personal assistant, David James. James gave compelling testimony yesterday, vividly recalling details of his 2-year stint at Combs' side. The witness was emotional at times, shedding tears as he described some of the better days and more rocky times Combs and Cassie enjoyed, sharing their front row seat to Combs and Cassie's life. Jurors will get a more insider's look at the luxurious and often tumultuous lifestyle Combs led with Cassie Ventura. After James's testimony, the government is expected to call 3 witnesses today: Sheree Hayes, Regina Ventura, and Jordan Atkinson. Hayes is an exotic dancer known as the Punisher, while Regina Ventura is Ventura's mother, Cassie Ventura's mother, and Atkinson once worked as personal chef for Combs last week. Cassie described how Combs directed her to hire male sex workers to take part in freak-offs, often long with drug-fueled G's, choreographed by the defendant who watched in the same room. And so there you are, caught up with day 7 of the Diddy trial. Now, y'all, I'm just going to say this, okay? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna walk you to that. Okay, I'm gonna walk you to that. But before that, though, check this out from the British Broadcasting Corporation, or channel there. I think it's British Broadcasting Corporation. Diddy smashed on Cassie Ventura's door with a hammer, trial told. The Sean Diddy allegedly used a hammer to try to break into his ex-girlfriend's apartment after the now infamous assault at a Intercontinental Hotel in 2016. A New York court has heard security video of Mr. Combs' assault on his then girlfriend Cassie Cassandra Cassie Ventura has been shown to the jury several times in his sex trafficking trial. Ms. Ventura's former best friend, Carrie Morgan, on Monday recounted how Mr. Combs allegedly tried to smash his way into Ventura's apartment in the aftermath. And described the incident as terrifying. Mr. Combs, 55, has not pled guilty to racketeering, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. He could face life in prison if convicted. Ms. Morgan told the court that she was at Ms. Ventura's Los Angeles apartment after the hotel incident and watched through the peephole. Mr. Combs was banging on the door with a hammer. Ms. Morgan told the court that as it unfolded, she didn't think Ms. Ventura cared if Mr. Combs came in and unalived her. Wait, let me read that 2 more times. Ms. Morgan told the court that as it unfolded, she didn't think Ms. Ventura cared if Mr. Combs came in and unalived her. Ms. Morgan told the court that as it unfolded, she didn't think Ms. Ventura cared if Mr. Combs came in and unalived her. Wow, that's crazy. Crazy work. Mr. Combs did not enter the apartment, and police officers arrived about 3 hours later. Ms. Morgan said no complaint was filed. The court heard more allegations of violent outbursts by the hip-hop mogul. Ms. Morgan said that during a vacation in Jamaica, she saw him drag Ms. Ventura down a 50-yard hallway by her hair because she was taking too long in the bathroom. Yeah, she was taking too long in the bathroom. In the bathroom. Shit. The witness told the court she too had experienced violence at the hands of Mr. Combs, alleging that he choked her and threw a wooden hanger at her head in 2018 while demanding to know who Ms. Ventura was cheating on him with. The court heard Ms. Morgan had concussion and had to go to urgent care. The 2 women were best friends for 17 years, but after that, the friendship was over, Ms. Morgan said. She told the court that Ms. Ventura met her at a West Hollywood pizza place, about a month later, and offered her $30,000 in euros. That's $22,450 to sign a non-disclosure agreement. They agreed. They have not spoken in the 7 years since. I draw my line at physical abuse, Ms. Morgan said. After Ms. Morgan stepped down from the witness stand, David James, a former personal assistant, Mr. Combs testified. Mr. James, who told the court that he often worked 20 hours a day for 6 to 7 days a week, was once shown a photograph of Mr. Combs at his Bad Boy Entertainment office, and a high-ranking staff member told him, "This is Mr. Combs' kingdom. We're all here to serve it." The former assistant also recounted a conversation he overheard in Manhattan when he was in an Escalade SUV. I think everybody knows it's Cadillac in this case. Cadillac Escalade SUV, but Escalade SUV for the article's sake, with Combs and some of his entourage. When a friend asked how Ms. Ventura was, Mr. Combs allegedly said, "Cassie's good. I got her right where I want her. She's young." Creepy as fuck. He said that she was very moldable. Mr. James recalled his boss saying the trial will continue on Tuesday with Mr. James on the witness stand. Now over to Kira Phillips from ABC News Live. Everybody, here we go.
Professionally as the Punisher, and today he's testifying. He's the man known professionally as the Punisher, and today he's testifying in the Sean Diddy Combs trial. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kira Phillips. Shrey Hayes testified that he met Combs and his then girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, through his work as an escort. He also testified they hired him 8 to 12 times and described an encounter with the two in Trump Tower back in 2012. Combs has pleaded not guilty to charges, including sex trafficking and racketeering. Legal contributor and trial attorney Brian Buckmeyer joins me now. So, Brian, Hayes' testimony was pretty graphic at times. Do you think that it helped or hurt the prosecution's case?
Graphic at times, and also oddly got a few chuckles as well. Currently, Hayes is being cross-examined by Xavier Donaldson, and so we're going to see where this testimony lands. But focusing on the direct examination, I would analogize it as just more sand on the beach, per se, right? In the sense of, did it add greatly towards the government's argument as to what these freak-offs were, who it entailed, how they were organized? No, it's really more of the same, but I think for the government, it's strengthening their case. As I said earlier, there's a cross-examination going on right now. We started off by talking about this book. I think it's called The Search for Freezer Me, a book that Hayes wrote about his ED.
Rewind that just to make sure that we all heard the same thing. Okay.
No, it's really more of the same, but I think for the government, it's strengthening their case. As I said earlier, there's a cross-examination going on right now. We started off by talking about this book. I think it's called The Search for Freezer Me.
One more time, just to make sure we're all on the same motherfucking page. Okay.
Their case. As I said earlier, there's a cross-examination going on right now. We started off by talking about this book. I think it's called The Search for Freezer Me, a book that Hayes wrote about his ED. And so, from my understanding, about 9 or so of the 182 pages talk about Cassie and Sean Combs. I think the defense will try to explore those pages, and see if anything could come up that might discredit his testimony. But other than that, I think it's just general testimony.
So Cassie Ventura's mother also took the stand today, right? Testifying about this email from Cassie that she says made her physically sick. What happened?
So not only did that email reference something that made her mother physically sick, I think the focus on the direct examination was that she claimed she was extorted to the tune of $20,000. $20,000 that she and her husband, Cassie's father, had to take a home equity loan out to pay for. But shortly after doing the wire transfer that she was directed to do, that $20,000 was returned. Now, the defense didn't cross-examine Cassie's mother. I think a very smart move here. There's not much you're going to gain in the optics of cross-examining the mother of a woman that you are agreeing was a victim of domestic violence. I don't think plays well in front of a jury. But there were some facts that are missing from the direct examination that I think the defense can use. It seems unclear as to whether or not Sean Combs was directly involved with this alleged extortion of Cassie's family. But I think at the very least, the implication that the government was looking to put in front of the jury was there.
So Combs' former assistant also testified about the issue involving rival rap mogul Suge Knight, in which Combs was apparently armed. Why do you think, what is the impact of this testimony, and why do you think this was brought into court?
So I think the idea and the impact of this is that Sean Combs is part of a criminal enterprise. And the allegations that Sean Combs is facing isn't just about the freak off. I think the government is trying to expand that beyond just the setup, the execution of the freak offs, the taking it down and then trying to silence people. They're also trying to show that Sean Combs was involved in violence that scared Cassie, because she testified about this incident earlier. The assistant who was allegedly a part of this incident in one way, shape, or form gave us greater details. And I think they'll be able to show that Sean Combs was dangerous, or that Cassie had every reasonable belief to believe he was dangerous. And I think that could feed into, why didn't you leave? Why didn't you go? Why did you still participate in these freak offs? But I think for people who have followed Sean Combs and the rap beef that has gone from the East Coast and West Coast rappers when it comes to Tupac Shakur, the Notorious B.I.G., Death Row Records, and Suge Knight, I think this falls in line with a lot of the rumors and innuendos that have followed Sean Combs, and he has denied throughout his career. And I think people are getting a bigger and wider picture of this criminal enterprise the government is attempting to accuse Sean Combs of.
Brian Buckmeyer, outside court for us, and also following everything on the inside. Appreciate you, Brian. Make sure you catch our daily show on the trial, Burden of Proof, the case against Diddy. It airs nightly at 5:30 Eastern right here on ABC News Live. Also, you can check out Brian's podcast, Bad Rap, the case against Diddy, for daily updates there.
Thank you very much, Kara Phillips and Brian Sturmine. Now, I want to show y'all this. I couldn't believe this. I could not genuinely believe this. Now, y'all, this is not funny. Okay? It's not funny at all. It is not funny at all, okay? When I saw this story, I'm like, this is just the seventh day. This is just the seventh day. Okay. Y'all, this, like, I'm trying to find the right, all right, want to show y'all. Okay, here it is. This is. Y'all look at Y'all look at it. Yeah, right there. It says, Diddy carried pills with Obama's face on them. What? What? And what the actual fuck? Let's get into it. Ex-assistant testifies. This comes to us from People Magazine, People.com. Sean Diddy Combs appeared in court on Tuesday as his sex crimes trial continued into its second week. Need to know, Diddy allegedly carried a large amount of cash on him as well as bottles of baby oil the day he was arrested. You know I'm gonna have to play the clip, right? Okay, I just have to. Just have to, because like I said, I genuinely could not believe, right, that this is a public defense attorney saying this in this publicly available documentary. Y'all will see why. I mean, I just also saw something from TMZ that we'll get into here after this one. Y'all, I mean, at this point, you gotta laugh to just keep from crying, because, like, what the hell? With Obama's face, though? Mentally, I'm done. But of course, this is just 7 days.
Then one day I went to get my blood work done and the results were not good. I was potentially going to time away from me with my children. I did try a GLP-1 once before, but there was no support. Mochi taught me I was capable of living a healthy life. I'm just really happy that my kids get to grow up with a mom who can do things with them. With Mochi Health, I've lost 60 pounds, and they're giving me the tools to win. Check out joinmochi.com.
This is the type of indictment you would expect from someone in the mafia.
I don't know that I could keep him off the stand. He is very eager to tell his story.
Now, that is Diddy's attorney. I want you to watch this clip. This is from the downfall of Diddy, the indictment that is publicly available for consumption, okay? Only on I want you to watch what this man says. The lead attorney, I want you to watch what he says.
They're going to show that video over and over and over about what happens to women that won't change their stories.
His reputation is over.
The United States government, they start making this case as a takedown of a successful black man.
TMZ presents The Downfall of Diddy, the Indictment, now streaming on Tubi.
They call them freak-offs. But, you know, back when I was a kid in the late 70s, they were called threesomes.
If these are genuinely threesomes, how do you explain 1,000 bottles of baby oil?
I don't know where the number 1,000 came.
The U.S. attorney said it.
I can't imagine it's thousands. I mean, you know, and I'm not really sure what the baby oil has to do with anything.
They're essentially saying it's a lubricant for an orgy.
I guess. I don't know what you need 1,000. One bottle of baby oil goes a long way.
You want me to play it again? I'll play it again. Sure, guys. I don't mind playing it again. There we go.
Actually, it's thousands. I mean, you know, and I'm not really sure what the baby oil has to do with anything.
They're essentially saying it's a lubricant for an orgy.
I guess. I don't know what you need 1,000. One bottle of baby oil goes a long way.
One more time. This is available on this documentary called The Downfall of Diddy, the Indictment, available to stream on one more time.
I imagine it's thousands. I mean, you know, and I'm not really sure what the baby oil has to do with anything.
They're essentially saying it's a lubricant for an orgy.
I guess. I don't know what you need 1,000. One bottle of baby oil goes a long way.
Sir, I'm going to keep asking the question, how the fuck do you know that shit? Prosecution, I will be pulling up this clip in the courtroom. I'm just like, really though? is any other blogger, YouTuber, social commentator playing this clip? Like, how is this man a job? I want to bring Braylon's virtual tour to the E! Network, maybe the CW, because they desperately need content. I want to bring this show to the culture because it's got the energy of 106 in Park, but it's also got the energy of Arsenio Hall back in the day in the 90s with his late night talk show. But this man can have a job saying that shit on a publicly available, watchable documentary called The Downfall of D, the indictment, that's available to stream on. I can't. By the way, for those of you who are just coming in, let me show you this. Yeah, this came out on testimony right here from People Magazine, people.com. Yes. Diddy carried pills with Obama's face on them. You cannot make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up. Let's get into it. Ex-assistant testified Sean Diddy Combs appeared in court on Tuesday as his sex crimes trial continued into its second week. Diddy allegedly carried a large amount of cash on him as well as bottles of baby oil. Bottles of baby oil. The day he was arrested, his former assistant David James testified in court one Tuesday, echoing the prosecution's allegations about Diddy being in possession of a massive amount of pills. Diddy, who is not charged with drug offenses, reportedly had pills that will increase his icing count. James testified. Sean Diddy Combs' alleged massive trove of pills included some fixated with former President Barack Obama's face on the mogul's former assistant testified at trial this week. Listen, if I could have Goalie gummies come out with Jill Scott gummies with Jill Scott's face on them, that would make me go to sleep wonderfully because Jill Scott would be through my soul. But like, I don't really need Goalie to do that though. Like, what the actual hell? Like, you got Obama's face on them, bro? I don't get this. Okay. My Lord Jesus. The mogul's former assistant testified at his trial this week. The assistant, David James, appeared in court for a second day of testimony on Tuesday, May 20th, as the Bad Boy Records founder high-profile trial continued into its second week. There were various pills, but one was in the form of a former president's face, James told the court on Tuesday. When prosecutor Christy Shavik asked him to specify which former president he was referring to, he responded, President Obama. James alleged Combs kept between 25 and 30 pill balls in his offenses. Combs' trial has been rife with testimony from witnesses and investigators alleging that he sexually, physically, verbally assaulted his victims, including his former girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. Combs is on trial for racketeering, sex trafficking, transportation to engage in prostitution. He also faces dozens of civil lawsuits accusing him of sexual abuse. He has not pled guilty. You know, bruh. You know, you know what? I just got I just got a response from Obama, And I want to play that response for you now. Okay, just you know, since Obama was in the trial, I think it's only fair that Obama has a voice here. Okay, so let me bring up Obama real quick for y'all. Okay, Obama, what do you think about all this?
Hey, let me kick it to you right quick. Not on a presidential tip, but on a real tip.
Okay.
Have you ever felt the weight of the future of a country on your shoulders? No? Oh, wait, that is a presidential thing. Never mind.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of things to focus on. To try and make this country strong. So many things are wrong. They're wrong. I've got a lot of things to focus on. To try and make this country strong. But so many things are wrong. They're wrong.
I wish I could snap my fingers and right wrong, but even snapping like T-Pain won't send our problems home. I'm here to work. Some people smirk, say I ain't ready. Man, that hurts. Look, I didn't for so long campaign to play you like a game of spades. Before I hit first 50 days, harsh criticisms all up in my face. Get out my face, out my face. Rush Limbaugh swears he won a debate. Now people wait to see his face. They're hoping that I take the bait, but I see clearly through his game as clear as HD camera frame. I'm commander-in-chief, so let's be clear. Debating, man, that's so last year. I've got real issues on my plate, like I don't know, the country's fate. There's a lot at stake, a lot that'll take to gain and maintain the country's faith. People now call me the media king because cameras are always pointed at me, but I want to focus on other things like a remedy for the economy. But I ain't stressed, I'll get this locked, I'll iron it out like wrinkled socks. I'll work it out like tension knots. Wait a sec, who irons socks? So leave me alone, just like Chris Crocker. I'ma get this popping like Braylon. But seriously, I inherited it all. So many things that are so dead wrong.
I've got a lot of things to focus on. To try and make this country strong. But so many things are wrong. They're wrong. I've got a lot of things to focus on. To try and make this country strong. But so many things are wrong. They're wrong.
I ain't never been scared. I knew the tasks ahead were huge, but I stay calm, although I juggle more responsibilities than octopus.
Hang on, y'all. Hang on. Okay, we good. I'm like, what the hell? Okay, my bad. Yeah, we're almost done.
Mom, but no one knows just how things go. You work so hard to make things flow, but everyone's attention goes on one time you make one bad joke, and then all their attention goes on how you gray and how it shows on your wife's arms and sleeveless clothes. Get over it, that's how we roll. This is how I'll break it down on how some people treat me now. It's like I'm on American Idol and everyone is Simon Cowell. I'm always judged depending how the Dow is either up or down, but it just jumped 500 points, so tell me how you like me now. Some people now call me the media king because cameras are always pointing at me, but I want to focus on other things like a remedy for the economy. But I ain't stressed, I'll get this locked, I'll iron it out like wrinkled socks. I'll work it out like tension knots. Wait a sec, who irons socks? So leave me alone, just like Chris Crocker, I'ma get this popping like Orville Redenbacher. But seriously, I inherited it all, so many things that are so dead wrong.
I've got a lot of things to focus on. To try and make this country strong. So many things are wrong. They're wrong. I've got a lot of things to focus on. To try and make this country strong. So many things are wrong. They're wrong. I'll turn my head to the right, only a few there on that side. I'll turn my head to the left, they say I'm too close to the right. So I'll turn my head to the north, pray that we can all unite. Now here's a part of the song that gets intense and high. I'll turn my head to the right, only a few there on that side. I'll turn my head to the left, they say I'm too close to the right. So I'll turn my head to the north, pray that we can all unite. Now here's a part of the song that gets intense and high. I've got a lot of things to focus on. To try and make this country strong. So many things are wrong. Dead wrong.
I I'm not actually Barack Obama. But holler back if you hear me.
Well, there you go from Obama, y'all. He said that he got a lot of things to focus on to try and make this country strong because there's so many things that are wrong, dead wrong. You understand? I always love having fun with y'all. I always love having fun with y'all. Finally here, y'all, look at this shit. Y'all, Diddy trial, this comes to us from TMZD trial. Feds find AR-15 sex toys in raid at Star Island's home. Homeland Security Investigations agent Jared Ganon is detailing the March 2024 raid on Diddy's Miami estate and he testified that the feds found a loaded assault artillery, sex toys, and some brand name lubricant. Gannon told the New York City jury that he was a special agent in charge on the ground for the raid, and the operation was assigned to his unit because the investigation featured human trafficking violations. And here was the raid in Miami. I remember when that video came out. He said about 80 to 90 agents were involved in the search of Diddy's 20,000 square foot property on Star Island, with the feds using an armored vehicle to break through the front gate and deploying boats to make sure nobody tried to flee the waterfront home. Gannon told the jury the search turned up AR-15 artillery, which were loaded with bullets, and their serial numbers had their serial numbers scratched off. He also said that feds found sex toys and Astroglide lubricant. The jury was shown photos of the artillery, which Gannon says was found in one of the closets in the home's master bedroom. He also showed the jury an evidence bag with lingerie and platform heels. So you just had that on standby, ready and available, just in case somebody want to come over for a little quality time. Okay. Which he said were found in the master bedroom closet. Photos of the AR-15s, feds said, were found in Diddy's bedroom closet in Miami, were previously included in the federal indictment. I'm just showing that, just to show that. Moving on. Gannon explained that the raid didn't start until 3 p.m. because the feds were keeping tabs on Diddy and got information that he was going to leave on a family trip, and they waited for him to leave the house before making their move. Testimony lines up with what we first reported at the time when Diddy got intercepted by federal agents at a Florida airport in the wake of the raids at his home. So there's P. Diddy, there's Paul. I don't know who Paul is. Diddy came face to face with federal agents, but he was not handcuffed at the time. We also got footage back then of him pacing around the airport. Court adjourned in the middle again. Testimony jurors were falling asleep as he showed the exhibit. Wait a minute. So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, as you can see, this is some artillery. Now, this artillery can do about 50 rounds. Juror 69, are you up? I'm sorry. Listen. I'm trying here, but let me tell you, I'm ready to do a shootout in 69 style with my wife. Can I go home? Wait a minute. So wait, you mean she's making yo like, fire off like a firework and she's ricocheting. Is that what you're saying? That's why I would like to do as juror 69. I would like to go home in 69 right now. This is too damn much. Don't mind me. And he will be back on the same Wednesday morning when court resumes. Stay tuned. Yo, that's it. I'll turn off my camera now because we got the whole show for over an hour. Yes, we have. Oh my God. Child. What is this damn show we do? Jesus Christ. Y'all still good? Type a 1 in the chat if you're still with me, okay, child? Because man, yeah, that was a crazy show. That was a crazy show we did. A lot going on. A lot going on here. Like I said, I truly think everybody's waiting for the guilty verdict at this point with Diddy, because like you can't do this much, right? And feel like you are going to and feel like you're going to come out clean. There's no way, right? From the $20,000 for the sex tapes to, the assistant, put his hands on a woman, like, there's a lot of things adding up here. And then to just know that you carried all that in that Louis Vuitton, bag, right? And Astroglide. Sir, in the words of Mark Afelio, who believes that one bottle of baby oil goes a long way, I hope that this team that Diddy has, I hope they're getting paid well, because when he is guilty, I hope they're able to have a career after this. Because, bruh, these circumstances are in the prosecution's favor. Like, there has not been one testimony that has been shaking at all, right? I just can't. I just can't. I can't do it. So yes, indeed, y'all, we are just chilling out here. Glad to have all of you here. That was day 7 of the Diddy trial. Of course, tomorrow morning will be a brand new show at 11 a.m. Of course, Epic Universe, the media grand opening. Of course, there will be blue carpet coverage. We will be making it do what it do here and bringing that to you live, okay, with live commentary. Cannot wait to do that. And then, of course, hopefully it doesn't last too long. And then I'm thinking the grand opening for Epic Universe will probably last maybe an hour long. So hopefully we'll be able to do the Diddy coverage of day 8 of Diddy coverage, probably around maybe 8 o'clock, 9, maybe 9:30. That's kind of pushing it, but we'll see. But yes, so 3 shows in one day tomorrow. Very excited about giving you that. And then Thursday, normally I'm off Thursdays, but since the trial's every day, we're going to be on it every day to give you guys that context, conjecture, and connection that we do so well over here. And then Friday will be 2 shows as well. So nothing but content over here, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing but content over here. Yes, indeed. So just wanted to say that. So 11 people in the building. Thank you all so much. We're going to take a little commercial break, and we'll be back with more right after this, everybody. We're live on Twitter. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Roll it.
Power 923 Jams and the Arkansas Minority Health Commission encourages you to take the COVID-19 vaccine to help keep you and your loved ones safe. Involved in our community, the People Station, Power 923 Jams, KIPR Pine Bluff, Little Rock, KFOG, Little Rock, a Cumulus Media Station. And now, back to the jams. Hip hop. Drake.
Girls want girls where I'm from. Yeah, well, girls want girls where
R&B. J. Howell.
Just 'cause I love you and you love me.
And now, bumping back-to-back continuous music with another fresh new jam. Heard here first on the People Station. Power 923 Jams. Power 9.
Welcome to Copeland's. Copeland's is not just some fancy place for your big night out. In fact, there's no occasion too big. Or if you like, too small. Copeland's. There's always something good.
Sweet morning dew, one loved you, and it was plain to see you were my destiny. God, you were found. I come from Memphis. Our son is your son.
Welcome to the celebration.
We all we got.
I'm too bad. Don't you leave here today with happiness. I want you to leave here with
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
I'm loving it.
Loving y'all right back. Welcome back in. Hey, Hillen, good to see you, my friend. Long time no see. I hope all is well with you. Yes, indeed, everybody. My Lord Jesus. Man, oh man. Yes, Epic Universe, the media preview will be tomorrow. So to everybody, yes, the Today Show is live from Universal Orlando Resort, and also to Jenna and Friends and the Kelly Clarkson Show and Access. Some Bravo celebrities will be there as well. And for those of you saying, well, how's the Today Show going to be there? They have the Today Cafe at Universal Orlando Resort. And then the grand opening will be the grand opening for everybody else will be the 22nd, right? But there will be a live stream of the grand opening for it. So we will bring that to you live, everybody. We'll bring that to you live. Cannot wait to do that for you. So very, very excited. And believe me, I've been promoting that commercial every single show. And it's all leading up to that epic grand opening. So can't wait to bring you that live coverage. That's going to be a very historic night. For sure. I'm sure there will be, I'm sure for the content creators that have been invited, y'all go enjoy yourselves. Okay. Now we don't know if they're going to be able to stream in the park during the media opening, but I'm sure there's going to be one or two that's going to, They probably bought some medical glasses. They gonna make it do what it do for sure. But yes, indeed. Glad to have y'all here. We're just here chilling out. We just got done covering the 7th day of the Diddy trial. Cassie Ventura's mama took the stand. Also, the Punisher took the stand, and Daniel Phillips, Diddy's former personal assistant, took the stand as well. So day 7 of the trial here. So, a lot going on. So. Yes, indeed. So yep, I'll probably end it at let's do 1:42, 1 hour and 42 minutes, and I'll give y'all the daily motivator and then head on out. But yeah, if there's any questions that you got for me, within reason, of course, y'all let me know what's up, and we can talk it out for a little bit before I head on out of here. And don't worry, y'all will get y'all Beyond the Gates reviews. I got a lot of content to catch up on. But I also appreciate the break from Beyond the Gates, just so I can have a due appreciation for it. No disrespect to the brother that's acted as Ted. You should not have gotten rid of Keith Maurice Johnson, okay? You should not have gotten rid of him. I'm not sorry. No disrespect to this actor, because, listen, this brother has worked for a long time, okay? But when you have a great recipe, you don't mess up the dish, okay? Just want to say that. Of course, I'm still watching the show and still going to do the content on it, but still just no. 12 people in the building. Thank you all so much. Appreciate all of you. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Glad to have on here in the building with me there. Yes, indeed, there. So thank you for the 8 likes. I appreciate that as well, everybody. Much love to each and every single one of you for being here. Yes, indeed. So yeah, we're just chilling out until 1 hour and 42 minutes, and then we will head on out here. Like I said, hopefully y'all day was good in the neighborhood. Yes, indeed. It's like 62 degrees right now where I'm at. It looks like it's gonna rain. It's kind of on and off today where I was at. So, but yes, indeed. So. Yes, indeed. 9 people in the building. Thank y'all so much for being here. Like I said, y'all can comment in the live chat. It's all good in the neighborhood. Glad to have you here. Definitely want to hear from you and what's your take. By the way, shout out to Make It Make Sense. He is live in New York. Also, Tisha Tales. Shout out to her and to all the content creators that are in New York, making it do what it do to bring us that coverage as much as they can. Shout out to them. Light, love, and prayers to all of them, that they are protected. They are protected, covered, and mentally safe in every fashion. So in Jesus' name, yes, amen to each and every content creator there. So, well, y'all, as we get ready to end the show here, let me get y'all the daily motivator up. And then we will head on out of here. Yes, indeed. Here we go. Don't play for safety. It's the most dangerous thing in the world. Hugh Walpole. Don't play for safety. Sometimes safety is a good thing. But I guess what that quote means is don't do the most for safety. when you can be still in who you are. So I'm guessing that's what that means. But hey, good quote either way. It's time for the Day Motivator for Tuesday, May 20th, 2025. The one that will accept your limitations, then find a way around them. Be realistic about what you can and cannot do, then make use of what you can do to achieve what you intend to achieve. Yes, the easiest, most obvious path might be blocked, but that doesn't mean every path is blocked. Instead of fighting and complaining about factors that can't be changed, look for that other path. Instead of resigning yourself to defeat, push yourself to be innovative. You won't usually end up following your purpose in exactly the way you first imagined. Yet there are multiple avenues for fulfilling whatever drives you. Your limits are there to guide you, not stop you. If one way doesn't work for you, find and pursue the one that will. Ralph Lawson. Woo! Let the church say amen. Let the church, everybody say amen. God has spoken. So let the church say amen. I think the first thing I want to talk about here is the easiest path. Yes, the easiest and the most obvious path might be blocked, but that doesn't mean every path is blocked. Oh, y'all didn't even see it. My bad. Hang on, I'll read it again. I don't mind. Y'all know StreamYard does this from time to time where you're on it, but you're not really on it. Here we go. Like I said here, don't play for safety. It's the most dangerous thing in the world. Hugh Walpole right here. It's time for the Day Motivator for Tuesday, May 20th, 2025. The one that will accept your limitations, then find a way around them. Be realistic about what you can and cannot do, then make use of what you can do to achieve what you intend to achieve. Yes, the easiest, most obvious path might be blocked, but that doesn't mean every path is blocked. Instead of fighting and complaining about factors that can't be changed, look for that other path. Instead of resigning yourself to defeat, push yourself to be innovative. You won't end up following your purpose in exactly the way you first imagined, yet there are multiple avenues for fulfilling whatever drives you. Your limits are there to guide you, not stop you. If one way doesn't work for you, find and pursue the one that will. Ralph. And like I was saying before, first thing I want to talk about is the easiest, most obvious path might be blocked. That doesn't mean every path is blocked. When it comes to life, I always say life is like Cold Stone Creamery. There's a flavor for everybody, right? And are you not going to get ice cream because vanilla's out? You're going to find another flavor. So the first thing I'll tell you is recognize that the options you have in life, just because the option is not available doesn't mean that you don't have options. That's the first thing I'll tell you about the one that will. The second thing I'll tell you is you won't end up following your purpose in exactly the way you first imagined. Yet there are multiple avenues for fulfilling whatever drives you. I remember when I was at the broadcast journalism program at Kent State University, and I talked to Thor Wasbine, and he said, "I'm so sorry that you're not graduating from with a broadcast journalism degree. I think you would have been great." And I called my mom because my original dream, of course, the biggest dream is to do the Braylon Morning Show internationally syndicated at 5 to 10 a.m. weekday mornings, right? But, before that, I also had the dream of being on Good Morning America. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not going to make it because I don't have a broadcast journalism degree. My mom said, it's not that you're not going to be on TV. You're just going in a different direction. And I think about that with the conversation I had with my dad when I said, I want my own show. And my dad was like, you got your own show. I'm like, Dad, that's not big enough. He was like, you have your own show. And so what my mom and my dad was trying to teach me was, Bray, you will get to wherever you need to be. Not where you want to be, where you need to be. Where you want to be is temporary. Where you need to be is permanent, right? And when my dad said I have my own show, my dad was letting me know, listen, you need to have your own space so that way you can understand how to, so that way you know how to run a space in so many words. So shout out to my mom and dad for that. So that's the second thing I'll tell you. And finally, your limits are there to guide you, not stop you. A lot of times we think that when we are being told, hold up, wait a minute, we feel like that's a clutch or a crutch rather. But sometimes knowing your limits allows you to find out what can protect you. Sometimes your limits allow you to find out what can protect you. Sometimes your limits can help you find out what can protect you. Because if you do everything, right, and you do it to the highest degree, that degree, like fire, can either warm you up or burn you. So there's a reason why the fireplace has barriers to protect you from the danger. Woo! Child, if you didn't get that message, I don't know what to tell you. That's the third thing I'll tell you is your limits are there to guide you, not stop you. The only person who can stop you is you. Like I always say, just because you're not being seen by everybody doesn't mean you're not being seen. Keep going. Keep recognizing that you're still here. It may seem like a very small fact, but let me tell you, somebody didn't wake up this morning, but you did. And finally, recognize in this, there are some people closer to the grave to die than the cradle to start living life. If you keep giving your energy to people who are closer to their ending, it only diminishes your energy that you need for your beginning. Okay. And with that being said, everybody, it's time for the best outro on YouTube. Know what you do and do what you know. Never say you want more special, because you were always born a blessing. Trust you may not be where you want to be, but by the end of it, you'll be where you need to be. Do what you've been chosen to do. Why it's one thing to call yourself, it's another thing to be chosen. One love, much love, all love. I have spent time with you. You have spent time with me. And hopefully, by spending time together, we'll possibly be great together. And always remember, we're doing radio, television, YouTube, living your best life, or child, listen, you just recognize that, hey, listen, maybe you and maybe celebrities ain't got like that, because they got to get the same lube that we do. Make sure the replay is not just right for you to watch it, not just right for you to listen to it, but if you want to experience it again. I love you, I value, I embrace you all. Always remember, when I see love, you gotta give it. When I see love, you gotta give it. When I see love, you gotta give it. Wherever obstacles you have overcome, wherever success you have achieved upon this particular day, I'm extremely proud of you, but no one else is proud of you. Be proud of your damn self. And finally, y'all listen. Just because you want a villain so you can tell a story doesn't mean that the story is true. Some of y'all need to quit reading the back of books and thinking that you read the book, and actually open up the book and utilize your comprehension skills. And some of y'all didn't pass school. And I don't mean physically. I mean, you didn't pass mentally. Commercial break and fireworks are coming your way for the day that was, for the day that's coming, for the blessings on the way for you, me, all of us, as a society, as a people, as a culture. I feel love, and I send it right back to you. By the way, if it doesn't apply, let it fly, but you let it fly. It must apply. Bye, everybody. Love you all. Peace.
I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you, and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success, and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now, they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, It doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.